and welcome to Delfi Rally Estonia for the fourth round of the European Rally Championships. We're currently here in the Otepää Service Park, which is looking a bit deserted at present, isn't it? Because everyone's downtown in Tartu, Julian.
Yeah, I'd say it's Service Park, which is where we used to come before when it was European Rally Championship. Even when it was the WRC's candidate promotional event, we were here. Then when it went World Championship, we moved to Tartu with the main base. That is where the start ramp is. There's a bit of a party going on. There's some bands playing. Also, stage one later on this evening is just on the outskirts of Tartu. So at the minute, we've not got many mates around here, but they're all up there.
Yeah, it's a bit sparse around here because it's all going on 45 minutes down the road from here in Tartu Town Square. Now, they've got concerts going on. They've got a whole load of entertainment. And, of course, starting with the ceremonial start that we will start in just a minute. But, in fact, let's get a bit of a ambiance. Let's see how things are going down there with our end-of-stage reporter, Peter Mackay.
ERC, Delfi.
Well, welcome to the town centre of Tartu, this beautiful city of culture where the Delfi Rally Estonia for 2024 is about to kick off. But before we do get into the full competitive action, well, it doesn't get much cooler than here at the ceremonial start. We've just spoken to some of the crews, and the crews have been signing autographs for all these amazing Estonian fans who have come here to support these stars. And actually, we're right in the heart of it. We're about to be overtaken by, if we can swing the camera around, a classic car. I don't know how that would get on these super fast gravel roads and having to practice a little bit of parallel parking. But this is what rally's all about. We're bringing rally into the centre of town. All of the drivers are going to come through here, wave to the crowd, answer a couple of questions, and gives the fans a chance to get close to the stars. But this environment here couldn't be more different to what we see out there on the stages tomorrow. It's going to be absolutely fantastic. We've had a lovely time here in the centre of Tartu. We had a lovely dinner just on one of the little terraces, so we're filled up and ready to go. It's not long before we get into the competitive action. Super special stage is coming up very soon, and I'll be there at the stop line to speak to the drivers. Can't wait for it.
I mean, it couldn't be any more different from here, really, could it, Julian? Because, as I said earlier, it's completely deserted here down in the service park. However, action really does kick off this evening with the opening stage after, of course, the opening ceremony. And look, the concert's already got underway there.
Parole più di me stesso, mixo lei non ni, e ti alla langen sin, spola pasugi, e se bradamu ju vajt le zitja, su viru startu si tomu le her.
Seems like he's putting on a good show there for the crowds that have turned up in downtown Tartu. They're obviously also waiting for the ceremonial start, which is what we will be interested in just a few minutes. So let's turn our attention, of course, to Rally after that rather sartorial comment there. You were mentioning his jacket and how much you'd like to have the same one, Julian.
I mean, it's way above my fashion grade, that jacket. I was a little bit confused by it, but it is part of the big show, though. You know, they put on a big effort. I think there's some other singers and things like that, and I think it goes on all night. The start of the rally is just part of that whole show.
Sure.
So I think it's great. Estonia really kind of embraced it many years ago with having this big feature, which is great.
Now, just prior to Estonia, it was, of course, the Rally Sweden, Scandinavia, and that was super enthralling, a great event. You were there, you lived it all in person. Let's take a look at the highlights from it.
Sweden's Bauhaus Royal Rally of Scandinavia welcomed back 2003 world champion Petter Solberg to competitive action. But the Norwegian's opening stage on Thursday was dramatic, with flames appearing under his Volkswagen. Leaking handbrake fluid was the cause, but the 49-year-old was back to continue his lively cameo the following morning. After a promising start in qualifying, six-time world rallycross champion Johan Kristoffersen would soon feel the rust on this first gravel rally in 5 years. An early scare survived. The Swede was struggling to match the relentless pace of the leaders, and a puncture in the afternoon cost more time. Friday in Sweden saw Martin Sesks hoping to reignite his championship challenge. The Latvian is lightning quick on such fast-flowing stages, and it would be a typically bullish run from the Toyota driver. Third early on, a nip-and-tuck battle with Frank Tore Larsen ended with Sesks just ahead by 1.7 seconds at the end of the day. After a steady start, our early championship leader Mathieu Franceschi was a man on a mission on Friday afternoon. The Frenchman with a relentless rhythm, a stage winner in the second loop. He had incredibly climbed from 11th after stage 2 all the way to 4th. Mikko Heikkilä is back in action, having had victory snatched from his grasp following a broken wheel at the opening round in Hungary. The former Finnish national champion also upping the ante in the afternoon to climb to third. Hayden Paddon claimed a runner-up finish in Sweden 12 months ago, and his BRC racing team's efforts to keep the Hyundai i20 competitive has been effective. Winner of the final 2 stages of the morning, the Flying Kiwi was again very much in the fight at the front. But while it was tight, once again it was local star Oliver Solberg who was the man to beat. A storming start from the Swede with 4 stage wins through the day, and he shared this year's Collins Crest record on 44 metres with Paddon, the 22-year-old doing just enough to keep the reigning champion at arm's length. Solberg's lead over Paddon was just 3.3 seconds going into the final day. Heikkilä in third, but with Mathieu Franceschi and Martin Sesks breathing down his neck. The final day in Sweden would see a thrilling 3-way scrap for 5th, with Frank Tore Larsen fighting back from a spin in the morning. After dropping to 7th, the response was immediate and impressive. Larsen back into the top 5 to claim the mantle of the highest placed Norwegian. Mathieu Franceschi had continued his impressive surge of speed from Friday afternoon. The Skoda driver set for another good haul of points, only for the Frenchman to roll out of contention within touching distance of the finish line. Driver and co-driver unhurt, but a big blow to their championship hopes. There was no catching Mikko Heikkilä though, the Finn surviving an intermittent pop-off valve issue to maintain 3rd place and claim a well-deserved first podium finish of the season in his Toyota Yaris. And 3rd would become 2nd. Up front, Hayden Paddon began the day hopeful of chasing down the rally-leading local star. The pace had been impressive from the Hyundai driver, but he too would suffer final stage woes. For the second time this season, a puncture on the final stage would see the New Zealander drop to third. But whatever the experienced Kiwi had tried, his young rival out front had found a response. With a lockout of stage wins through all 8 stages on the final day, Oliver Solberg would claim another emphatic victory on home soil. Solberg claimed the win by 38 seconds, with Hakeler elevated to second following Paddon's late delay, Larson taking 4th place following Franceschi's power stage off. With dramas for our 2 lead championship contenders then, after 3 rounds, Franceschi and Paddon are tied on 56 points. Tempestini third, and Solberg leaping to 4th after his maximum score.
Well, I'm getting the real atmosphere here at Delfi Rally Estonia. I'm here with Paddon's pack. Of course, regular fans of the European Rally Championship will need no introduction to Hayden Paddon, the reigning European champion. And he travels over with his co-driver, John, back and forth from New Zealand for every single event. And we love having him part of the championship. But he's brought not just one, but many, many supporters with him. And they're fully enjoying the atmosphere, shall we say, of Tartu so far. I'm told we've got Jeff here. Jeff's not the talker, so we're going to give Jeff a rest. Jeff's just here for looks, as you can see. So, sir, tell us your name and where exactly have you come from?
Yeah, John Lee. So we're from Christchurch, my wife and I, South Island, capital of the world. Yeah, so been supporting Hayden for a long time. He's a good boy.
He's done such an amazing job. I mean, to come over here and take on all these new rallies. I'm sure he tells you a little bit more than he tells me. I interview him at the stop line and he's super professional, always friendly, but you can always tell he's hiding back. What can you tell me? What can we expect from him this weekend?
Hayden won't tell you anything, and neither will we.
Yeah, it's
very conservative.
I like it. I mean, that is classic Hayden and John. Now, sir, you're getting involved in the atmosphere as well. I wish I could join you, but I think it might be disadvantageous to my future career. But how are you enjoying your trip to Estonia?
It's fantastic coming to Estonia. Really lovely, friendly people. Having a great day today, bit of rain on this qualifying, unfortunate, but hey, we're having a great time, and with like-minded Kiwis, we really enjoy coming out to rallies and supporting Hayden, because that's why we're here.
And I know that a pre-rally routine for John and Hayden is to play a bit of golf. Have you been joining them on the golf course?
No, and I can't tell you anything more about that because we're sworn to secrecy, honestly.
This is very, very secretive here. Well, I mean, Hayden Paddon always a factor. He's joint championship leader at the moment, but guys, it's just wonderful to come and spend a bit of time with you. I really wish I could come and join you for a refreshing beverage, but maybe after stage 1, maybe after a fastest time in stage 1.
Suur aitäh teile, kallid inimesed! Aga nüüd ma tahaks teha veel suur aplausi inimestele, kes siin laval on. Teeme veel suur aplausi trompetitele. Suur aitäh teile kõigile. Mis te arvate, kas me paneme viimasele korra veel? Kõik koos, 6, 2, 1, ja, kom, hei! Aho, aho, head kallid inimesed!
Things are looking very festive down there in Tartu with, of course, I think it's Stefan who is the singer right now, and of course Pete getting right into the action with those Hayden Paddon fans that have come all the way from New Zealand. Now, let's talk a bit. We saw the highlights from Royal Bauhaus Rally in Scandinavia. Now let's focus our attentions onto here another rally on gravel in Estonia. What are your expectations here over the next weekend?
I mean, it's a similar kind of setup here to what we were in Sweden, in Scandinavia, just fast-flowing roads. But listening to some of the drivers, the roads are a little bit narrower than what they normally have in Estonia. So we expect high-speed action. But some of these drivers, people like Sesson and Marcek, they've been on 3 of these fast rallies. They did Scandinavia, then they did Poland in the World Rally Championship, then they've come here, then some of them are going to Latvia in a couple of weeks, and all these rallies have been part of World Championship, European Championship. They're on this like summer fast festival kind of thing and getting up to speed, but it'll be quick. It's the weather that could really make it tricky. We saw that in qualifying, which we're going to touch on later, but this intermittent weather, beautiful now, but rain is forecast in sporadic areas during the whole weekend.
Absolutely. So let's take a look at what the drivers have to say here coming into Rally Estonia.
It's the rally I'm looking forward to the most every year, so now we have a chance this year to fight for the overall win, so it's very exciting.
It is a roller coaster. You've got to be so committed on this sort of stages, probably more so than Sweden, because there is a lot of hidden or jumps and hidden crests and things that you can't read or see, so you've got to rely fully on the pace notes.
This rally, it's exactly Poland and Baurmali on gravel. It's completely crazy because when you are on the rookie, you say, hey, we can not go flat out on this rally. It's completely crazy. You jump in 5 and you have 3 rocks and you say, oh, okay.
The stages are really fast with many crests and jumps, and I think that there's all the best that rallying can give you.
I think, we can only focus on ourselves. We know that there are so many strong drivers here, like always in the ERC, so I guess it will be a close fight, but the stages are a bit more tricky than we have seen, at least when I've done the rally before, so we are here, of course, to fight for the podium and hopefully a win, but it will be a long rally with the weather will play a big part as well, so it will be a bit of a lottery, I guess, but we need to at least be on the limit from the start.
We're expecting obviously a lot of rain, I think, Sunday afternoon for the power stage, and we know these stages get pretty treacherous when they're wet. But also tomorrow morning, I think even tomorrow morning's tricky in the fact that we've got to choose our tyres this afternoon, do the super special tonight, and then obviously go out without service tomorrow morning. So, what the weather does tomorrow morning, we've got to decide now to decide which tyres we put on the car, so that makes it tricky as well.
Crazy stages, tricky stages. We're going to be seeing some close fights. That's what the drivers are saying. But also, he also mentioned, Mads Odsberg, how the weather is going to be playing into that. And that, of course, played a huge part in today's qualifications. What, with regards to the weather, what were we looking for over the course of the weekend?
Just really intermittent showers in localised areas. We saw it in qualifying. They did 2 free practice runs in the sunshine. Then it absolutely poured down, which we're going to show you very soon. Really changed the road. But the big thing is for this evening is they got to pick their tyres tonight for stage 1 down in Tartu, and then they have to run tomorrow's stages in the morning before service on those same tyres. That's 14, 15 hours away, that is. So it's going to be really tricky getting that right tyre. I would say they'd probably go for a soft tyre to be safe in case it does rain. But if it's dry, it'll be tricky for them to keep the tread all in one go without the tyres overheating. But let's see. Qualifying was interesting anyway.
Absolutely, and changing conditions really had an impact on the qualifying. Let's take a look.
Rain and standing water for qualifying in Estonia. Mads Odsberg slipped into a ditch and away from a fast time. Joint championship leader Hayden Padden searched for grip in the water-filled ruts, but he couldn't find it. He had been first into the test. The stage had been dry an hour ago. Mattia Franceschi fought to stop his confidence sliding into the bushes. Everyone had been caught out, but Estonia's Gregor Gietz among those who started later and fared better. Times quickened as the stage was used. Robert Verves, with Craig Drew as co-driver, made it 3 Estonians in the top 5.
Long crest, 50.
Mikko Heikkila agreed. The sudden rain had turned qualifying into a lottery. 3rd fastest, a second off the pace. The rain had almost blown through as Nikolai Gryazin ended a messy run, but he almost topped the timesheets. Had Estonia's Georg Linnemai found the sweet spot in the road order. Was there one? He didn't care. He was fastest in qualifying. Speed from the Estonians. Linnemai the fastest, shading Greisen. Heikla 1.1 off the quickest qualifying time. Then Jeets and Korhola with quick runs at the end of the session.
Georg, an excellent run on qualifying today, making you the fastest through there and hopefully the best position for tomorrow.
Yeah, I mean, it's basically a lottery now. Hopefully, yeah, it pays off, but yeah, completely depends on the weather now.
And what do we think is going to be happening with the weather? Because we're hearing the big threat of rain on Saturday. Do you think that's going to come true?
It's looking likely that it's going to happen, but we're hoping that the first loop will be done by then, and then maybe for the second loop, the advantage of going first on the road won't be so big. So I don't know. We'll see. It's a complete lottery.
Local driver Georg Linnemai coming out shining from that qualifying session. Any surprises there for you? Because I know there's a very strong local contingent here in Rally Estonia.
Well, you saw 3 of the top 5 there were Estonians, which is what you would expect. The weather did play a part. Padden was first on the road. There was a lot of standing water in a lot of the ruts from the free practice runs. They just filled up. The cars were splashing them out. Then it didn't rain. It stopped raining. Then it rained heavy again. Linnemai was just at the right place at the right time and maximised what he could. What happens tomorrow is really difficult. What you got to remember is the qualifying results, that order is reversed, and then they go out tomorrow in that order. We don't pick road positions like we did in the past now. It's your qualifying positions reversed, so Linnemai is as far back as he possibly can be of the drivers who went through qualifying.
What would you say is the ideal road position going into tomorrow with these varied conditions?
That's the thing, you don't know. You normally know on this rally you want to be as far back as possible. You'd want to be fastest today to go as far back as possible, because on a dry rally it cleans, the gravel gets fired out, you get a clean racing line. Now with the rain and the dampness, potentially somewhere in the middle is the place to be, because you don't want to be at the front could be okay, the back could be a bit muddy, so if it's rained a lot, the front could be full of water. Then it can start to change and get muddy like it did in the qualifying. So maybe middle is the safest place, but they don't know that when they're doing qualifying. They just want to maximise their run, which Linnemai did. So it's a real, as they said, I've heard the word lottery now, I think 4 times today from drivers. So yeah, lottery.
So, you know, you mentioned the strong Estonian drivers that are here, and they're all being supported, of course, by the local fans, so who Peter apparently is down with in Tartu.
So I've found the #1 fan here in Tartu, ready ahead of the 2024 Rally Estonia. I've got Erasmus here. Erasmus, I'm new here in Estonia. This is my first time visiting your home country. Tell us about what we can expect this weekend.
You can expect fast roads and very good experience.
You guys have got so many fast drivers. Georg Linnemai, Robert Verves, Oyt Tanak. We don't have Oyt in the full contest this weekend, but who can we watch out for? You're the local expert. Tell me who we should look out for.
Probably Robert Virves, and also Hayden Patton is here too.
He didn't have such a good qualifying though. He was a bit unlucky with the weather and things like that. What should we expect tomorrow weather-wise? Am I going to need my waterproof clothing?
Estonia weather is tricky, so you should pack it.
Which stages are you going to watch tomorrow?
Of course, in my home, Karaski and Prangla I would like to watch also.
Well, we just can't wait to bring the European Rally Championship to the stages here. Thank you for talking to us, and I think you might have my job soon.
Maybe.
kuigi kõik on ammugi selge ja mul taas grammi võrra kergem rohelise silmi sa siniseks muutsid ja strax fikk olivenolje og helgen. Levde kattega, høydela isa. Illot kokko korjan ma. Vi kom i kolom seg. Vi visste med kergen. Taman helen av ville spike i busu. Silma dahti, saluba samu dahti. Big is up, those I see. Skaks, bare vi stjärna på precis. Det är här du står väl. Värse aivan paljadot, pehmel seinal õrnalt teema võõrkäed. Jäävad ainult meelde sõnad, niimoodi mu reede tänab, kunis päike silmadele. Kõik sõnad on kui bla, 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 pausi ei pea pidama, see on pimedas mind tea, ei keegi tea. Bla, 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 pausi ei pea pidama, see on pimedas mind tea, ei keegi tea. Ökäväs avaneb nii ääretu ja heidab sädelit sulle. Mu kätele on joonistatud.
They're really putting on a great show for the fans down in Tartu Town Square down there, with some great performances, and it's been fantastic on-stage action. However, it's not going to be the concert on-stage action that's going to be interesting us over the course of this weekend, is it, Julian?
Well, that's it. We've got more than one kind of on-stage action. You've got the bands who are performing, and then we have the on-stage action, as in rallying, which basically kicks off later on, you know what I mean? So it'll be interesting to see how stage one goes. It's a little bit of a spectator stage. It's a bit tricky, so it'll be interesting to see, but the real action starts tomorrow. But Tartu Town Square, as you can see, Peter's been in amongst the restaurants as well. It's a pedestrian area normally, but they fire the rally cars down there after the start ramp tonight. So yeah, great little like kind of atmospheric kind of thing, and you say
getting everyone hyped before the ceremonial start. And look at all those spectators that have come out to support all the drivers here, the Rally Estonia. I mean, it's really giving us a little taster of what is yet to come over the course of this evening, going into the ceremonial start, and of course the first stage, and of course Saturday and Sunday's actions here in Rally Estonia. Hello rally fans and welcome to Delfi Rally Estonia for the fourth round of the European Rally Championships. I'm joined here by Julian Porter in a really empty service park here because everyone is down 45 minutes down the road in Tartu Town Centre, where the ceremonial start will be taking place in just a few minutes' time. And just after that, the opening stage of this rally.
Yeah, it's not much rest for them. You know, they did their recce yesterday, the cruise. Then this morning they had free practice qualifying at lunchtime. Then they made their way down to Tartu. They've recce'd that first stage. Then They now have the ceremonial start, autograph signing, start ramp, get them over there, then straight out into that stage. So not a lot of respite for the crews to kind of like check over everything. The mechanics have obviously worked on their cars, fettled those cars for tonight's first stage. And then they're straight into it tomorrow. There's no service tomorrow morning. They're straight into those stages. So what they start that ramp with, car-wise, setter-wise, they take with them tomorrow morning as well.
Absolutely. Now, we've seen some concerts, some real kind of entertainment going down on stage with some singers and dancers and bands. Now we're going to hand over to the ceremonial start here at the Delfi Rally, Estonia.
Well, what a ceremony it always is here. They do it properly in Estonia. Welcome to the ceremonial start, everyone. It is the city of Tartu that is playing host to it. It is the European Capital of Culture for 2024. And there's always an amazing atmosphere ahead of the start. As you can see, that's Gregorietz making his way now through the crowds there who have gathered. And hopefully we're going to be catching up with a few of the drivers on the stage. Our reporter Seb Scott is down there. Benjamin Korhola, who's just headed up onto the stage. Let's cross out and find out how he's feeling ahead of the weekend.
Welcome to the stage, welcome to Estonia and to ERC. We've seen you doing some great things in the National Championship. Tell us, what's your plan this weekend?
Yeah, of course the plan is to get the experience from here. This is my third rally with Rally 2 car on gravel, but of course we try our best to be as close as the top as I can.
And what do you think of all the Estonian fans here this evening?
Yeah, it's really nice that always here in Estonia there's always a lot of fans, and that gets more excitement.
Kiitos.
Some nice little Finnish language there from Seb Scott. It is a great atmosphere. You know, we've been to Estonia many times with WRC and ERC previously. Before it came into both those championships, it was a standalone event. It has always been hugely popular. We're in heartland territory for rallying here. Tartu is actually the city where Marco Martin was born, and Marco Martin is such a hero to so many people here. I think when you look at the entry list for this event now in ERC, and you look at all the young Estonian drivers who are really coming through the ranks, and some of them will be challenging for that top step of the podium this weekend, how they've been inspired by Marco Martin, by Ott Tänak, who is, of course, you know, a former World Rally champion himself back in 2019, Tänak, and will be competing here in the national category this weekend. There's so many drivers, though, on our entry list who will be vying for the top step of the podium. You've just seen one of them, Benjamin Korhola, who will be hoping for glory this weekend. He is one of many. Another Finn joins Seb Scott now on the ceremonial start. And that is Teemu Asunmaa.
Welcome to Tartu. Are you excited for this weekend?
Thank you. Oh, really nice. Really nice.
What's your plan? What's your expectation this weekend? Where are you going to be happy with?
Actually, that is my first ERC European Championship event, I mean. So, okay, start precision in first in tomorrow, so it's quite difficult places to start in here, but anyway, we try to like it quite a lot, and also we to like it in the States and every day.
Thank you very much and good luck.
And it is going to be a huge amount of luck as well that's needed out there this weekend. There always is a little bit of luck in rallying. Obviously, naturally, there's skill first and foremost. But I think with the weather forecast this weekend turning maybe a little bit differently from what you see right now. You can see the umbrella that's being held aloft by the statue, which the stage is set around. We may need some umbrellas out there this weekend. It's beautiful sunshine this evening, and I think everyone is delighted by that because they don't want to be standing there watching these cars heading over this stage, and of course the opening stage, which is not too far away from where the ceremonial start is being held right now. So it's beautiful for the spectators out there this evening, but they may need some different clothing, certainly for the latter stages tomorrow. Some rain is coming in on Saturday afternoon and through Sunday, and we saw what that did to the stages on qualifying today. So an already difficult event could be made even more tricky by the weather conditions out there. Robert Verves, fresh from Rally Poland, and a fantastic result. He was third within the WRC2 category there. He is hoping for the top step. We are going to hear from him, though, in Estonian before we hear from him in English.
Mida fännidele ütled?
Väga lahe, et teid nii palju on jälle. Vahet ei ole, oleme me Poolas või oleme me siin. Igal juhul Eesti lippe on kõige rohkem näha.
Kuidas auto käitub?
Tundub, et kuulab sõna.
Suurepärane. Daamid ja härrad, Robert Tirves, Greg Chu.
Okay, there we go. That was Robert in just his home language of Estonian. Definitely one to watch out there this weekend. Julian Porter joins me now to chat away at the ceremonial start. He's in confident form, and he should be after his performance in Poland just last week.
Yeah, and I hope he doesn't beat himself up, because in Poland he kind of, I'm making too many amateur mistakes, I'm making too many this, I'm making too many that. And he was having an absolute storming drive. So hopefully he won't beat himself up too much, and he will have that real mega run. Yeah, Estonian, we just pointed it out. Three of the top 5 in qualifying were Estonians, and he's had another fast rally just to get himself into the groove, and rallying at home, exactly what you want. So yeah, I think potentially this rally could be decided by who gets better weather, or you know, it could be.
It could well be. I mean, for the Estonians that are competing here this weekend, Robert Verves, it's going to be his 7th crack at this event. And for Georg Linnemer as well, who was fastest in qualifying today, and you mentioned, we had the Estonians right up there. It's his 8th time. They've got good experience of these roads and understand the conditions, certainly when we do have mixed conditions, which is what is forecast this weekend. Nikolai Gryazin now then takes to the stage. Let's hand over to Seb Scott and get a couple of words with Nikolai.
Tell us, Rally Estonia, what comes to mind for you?
It's a big pleasure for me to come back after many years, and it's only good memories. And yeah, we have some deal to do here with the car to find the limits of the car, to work with the setup, also to make Andres ready for WRC Latvia. So everything new, and it's more challenging, more interesting to work.
And from all the hometown heroes here, which Estonian drivers are appearing for you to be tough competition this weekend?
Like, Tanek will be showing, I think, great pace on the WRC car. And also, I think the Linnemeyer with Virvis will be really fast in the hometown. So we'll try to be near and close to them.
Thank you. Have a good weekend.
There we go. There's Nikolai Gryazin. And again, Julian, another who does have experience here, but mixed fortunes at this event over the years, I think it's fair to say, and maybe is the polite way of putting it as well for Nikolai Gryazin.
Basically, he's had some bumps and scrapes along the way, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Being fast, had some bumps and scrapes. But
it's fair to say.
Gryazin's been around on this rally for a long, long time. I remember him in a 2-wheel drive car. Yeah, that was one of the bumps and scrapes, but long time ago. And some of these drivers, they came through the European Rally Championship in its old guise years ago, and driving 2-wheel drive cars, and kind of come full circle back again now.
No, absolutely. A lot of the drivers that we'll see come over the stage have been competing here over many years, or were competing right in the early days when it was a standalone rally, not part of any championship at all, back in 2010-11. Georg Linnemer now and James Morgan, they were fastest at qualifying this morning. It was a great start, and he has one hope in mind this weekend, and that is to get onto the top step. And he showed that in qualifying. Tough conditions. We're watching, beautiful sunshine shots right here, right now. But if you were with us earlier on, you would have seen, quite a torrential rain shower and aquaplaning from some of the drivers out on the stages.
It was very, very difficult. We pointed out something in qualifying as well. You're running on Michelin's this weekend, whereas in the World Rally Championship, he runs on Pirelli. So that's another change for him to get used to.
It absolutely is. Plenty, though, and I mentioned it earlier, of drivers to watch, whether they're Estonian drivers or not. And this is what we have on the regular in the ERC. You cannot predict what the 1, 2, 3 is going to be. It is a tough job to try and do that. And I think that's the beauty of this championship, is that it's just constantly changing with who is... Well, we say all of this, but we do have two guys on exactly the same points out front in the championship right now. And that's Aidan Padden and Matteo Franceschi, who are on joint points as championship leaders. But it has been very difficult to predict who is going to do what this year.
I mean, that's what we like. We see it particularly in the next round in Italy. There's a whole host of Italians battling for the Italian championship. We join them, they join us, whichever way. We meet in the middle, and the Italians are very, very hard to beat on their home round. And when you're trying to win a championship, it's very, very difficult, because you're like, oh yeah, I've got Franceschi, or I've got Padden, or I've got whoever, and all of a sudden, oh my word, I've got Linamar, I've got Verves, and these local regulars come in, and it's they can take points. Sometimes it helps you when they take points away from you, but not all the time. Depends on what side of it you are on.
Let's hear from Giacomo Costanaro now.
Giacomo, ciao. How are you? You enjoying yourself here?
Yeah, it's amazing. It's a thing like this, I think you can just see just here, because for what I experienced, I never see a crowd like this. It's so amazing.
What are you looking forward to most this weekend? Is there a particular stage you thought, I'm going to have some fun here?
I think all the stages are really good. So try to having fun everywhere. Watch out the beat.
Oh, we're going to be
and let's see. I hear let's try to enjoy, have a good pace during all the three days of race. And like I said before, have fun.
Grazie mille. Good luck.
Having fun is going to be a huge part of it this weekend. You can't not have fun on these stages. They are begging you to drive just that little bit faster than normal. We're going to see a very high-paced event here at Rally Estonia. We hope you are going to join us for the whole thing. We're going to kickstart this evening with stage 1, which is Tartu Vald, and that is going to be stage 1 of the event out of a total of 14 stages here. Great start to proceedings this evening. So you've got a group of people, spectators down here in the centre of Tartu watching the ceremonial start, and then up at Radi Park around the museum, the beautiful Tartu Vald stage. There's a huge amount of people up there as well, enjoying the sunshine, ready for rally action. What more can you want of a Friday evening, Julian Porter?
Not much more, apart from, depending on which driver you speak to. This morning, we spoke to a whole host of them, and I had varying thoughts on stage 1. Some loved it, some didn't like it. Some thought it was really demanding, really tricky and easy to make a mistake. Some were like, yeah, it's great, love it.
And that's the problem with the opening stage. It is very easy to make mistakes. There's rocks on corners there. We'll talk about it more in a minute, though. Let's talk to the man of the moment, Martins Sesks.
There's a few big Latvian flags there, so I don't know if you want to just address some Latvian fans that might be here today.
They're the same Latvian fans who were last week in Poland, so they're traveling with us. So big applause to them, because they're everywhere.
They've got a long summer ahead of them then. Tell us though, you're back in the GR Yaris, you've got some big competition in ERC. Are you feeling confident after Poland as well?
We'll see, of course. This is different weekend, different country, different car, different tires, everything's different. And I think we'll need to adjust a little bit ourselves to this race. Of course, we're feeling confident, but there's these small things which we need to do before we really get into pace.
And tell us, what do you think? All these crowds here for the European Rally Championship, it's amazing. I think we all love coming here, whether it's WRC, ERC, we love Rally Estonia.
I think it's amazing, and you see Estonians love rally as much as we do, so thank you for everyone who's here.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, he's absolutely right. There's always huge crowds here wherever you go. It is rallying heartland. I mentioned earlier, Marco Martin kind of kick-started all of that back in the early 2000s. It's just grown and grown and grown. And now we have a brand new generation of young Estonian drivers coming through the ranks, which is really exciting to see. We've got some brilliant Estonian drivers in every category of ERC this weekend for you to keep your eye on.
Success breeds success, doesn't it? As you say, Marco Martin, that was Oyt Tanak's inspiration, watching Marco Martin. Now Oyt Tanak is most of these youngsters' inspiration. No different to when Petter Solberg was dominating in the World Championship. Norway had a whole host of youngsters coming in afterwards, talking of Norwegians, Frank Tore Larsen.
Right on cue.
Right on cue. But it does, Richard Burns, Conor McRae in the 90s and the early 2000s, success breeds success.
Yeah, absolutely.
Know? And it's in the news all the time, so that's what generates it.
Tell us, you seem to be making more and more appearances in this championship. What's brought you to Estonia?
No, it was so much fun in Sweden, and I've seen Torstein compete here many times in the WRC, so this year the temptation was too big.
And you need to tell us about Torstein. Is he okay? Has he had some rest, or did you put him to work straight away?
Oh, I think he was a little bit sad Sunday evening, and then the focus was on Estonia, and I think he's got so much good memories from this place, so I think it's nice for him to come back.
Tell us, what's the aim for you this weekend? What result would you be happy with, and which competitors are you going to be keeping an eye on?
I think it's difficult to say. We had a really bad qualifying today, so we need to clean the road the next 2 days, and the main thing for us this weekend is to learn to get to know the roads, the conditions, the surface, everything. So, but within top 10 should absolutely be the goal.
Thank you very much, and good luck.
It depends. He's got to clean the road. Depends on that weather. We really don't know. If it's raining, he's not going to be at such a disadvantage as what he believes. Remember, him and Hayden Padden were going to have a rain dance-off, weren't they?
They were.
Yeah.
Hayden Padden wasn't happy with his qualifying run because he was first on the road today, and he thought it would be completely abysmal in terms of time. It ended up being not that bad, actually. But for Frank Tore Larsen, he said, yeah, absolutely, I need rain to fall overnight. Now, I have been speaking to some locals. I've been doing some research, Julian, and it's going to be dry first thing. So maybe for the opening 2 stages, these boys are not going to be too happy. But after those 2 stages are done, we could have a deluge of rain. So it might be a little bit of pain before it's joy.
Yeah, that's going to be a bit tough, isn't it? Because it's 2 stages service, then back to the same 2 stages. Ranitsa, I love the name of that stage.
Ranitsa.
Saw Virginia there filming coming up on the ramp. How special is it moments like these to start a rally? It really is something else.
Yeah, a lot of people here not used to this. I think that somebody can learn from this, especially in Italy. So yeah, the rally must be a sport for people. So it's good that we are here and with many people. So yeah, glad to them and hoping a good rally for everybody.
So Tartu is the next stage, a super special stage. Tell us, what are the challenges for that stage, and what's it like when you have so many people watching? Does it make you want to push harder?
Yeah, for sure. The problem is that we have more rocks inside and outside than corners. So yeah, it's a bit strange. But yeah, let's start tonight, and then tomorrow will be quite tricky, especially for the weather forecast. It will be crucial, I think. Yeah, let's see.
And finally, what's your aim this weekend, position-wise? You've been consistently inside the top 10 all season. Are we pushing for a podium, top 5? What do you want?
We always try to push for something more, but it's difficult. It's not an easy job. Let's try also this time.
Grazie mille.
Virginia videoing the whole thing. And because we see so many start ramps, yeah, they alluded to it there about, Andrea alluded to it there about they kind of being special. You don't know when's going to be your last start ramp, your last rally and things like that. Milk it, enjoy it.
Absolutely, but I have to say, Rally Estonia have always gone above and beyond on start ramps. I remember coming here in the early days in 2011, which was a far more basic affair, the start and finish. But one of the organisers, Tamo Hope, just made it bigger and bigger every year. And it became a bit of a running joke as to how big is it going to be this year with the fireworks and the pyrotechnics. But it is something special, and the drivers, the crews, they feel celebrated, and they should. because it's a huge thing starting a rally, any kind of rally, and I think it's a real special occasion for the fans, for the crews, for us all watching, wherever you're watching around the world. It's a fully enjoyable experience. Let's hear from John Armstrong, see what he thinks about it all.
John, welcome to Rally Estonia officially. Give it up for John Armstrong, everybody. How does it feel, all these crowds? You've been in Estonia before, John, but now you're at the top class competing in ERC.
Yeah, it's amazing to be here in the ERC event. I've been here 2 years previously in Estonia for the WRC. The fans here are so amazing, and also the roads are some of the best and my favourite. You can go really flat out and just go full send. So yeah, we'll try and get into a good rhythm, enjoy the stages, and hopefully the weather gets a bit better too. So if you know how to change that, let me know. But yeah, hopefully not too much rain.
Tell us more about the fans, because there's so many passionate people about rally here. Like, what makes Estonia so special?
I think Oit Tanak, obviously the success that he's having has really, inspired everyone in Estonia, and you can really see that. Everyone's passionate about the sport, and it is a big sport here. It's one of the biggest ones, and you can really feel that. So yeah, it's really cool when we come here, and everyone's so happy to see you, and yeah, we just try to put on a good show.
Thank you very much. Good luck.
He's right. The passion, the knowledge. It was Pete, wasn't it? Peter Mackay was chatting to one of the fans earlier on, who was definitely going to be gunning for Pete's job in about 15 years' time. Because he knew exactly where to go and spectate. He was saying who to watch out there. But you find that, you chat to any of the Estonian fans, you could be there for half an hour, 40 minutes, talking about form of everybody. And that's great.
In the service park this morning when we were walking around, people coming up, who's going to win? How do you think it's going to go? Honestly, I mean, there's some rallies where you can kind of say, they've got to be the favourite. Here, I have no idea, which is brilliant, I really don't have any idea. So
we're recording that. Julian has no idea. That's a first.
That's great, though. I love it.
It's a very busy period for you right now. What's the feeling for this weekend? What are your plans and expectations?
Yeah, it's a great time for us because we are doing 4th rally in 4 weeks. After Rally Polski, I think we used 2 fast stages, and this in Estonia are really amazing about the number of corners, about the jumps, which are the biggest in Estonia in compared to Poland, Finland, and we also were on the stages in 2023, WRC event 2022. We know many parts of the stages, and I hope we can use well the knowledge of the stages and just drive fast.
Thank you very much. Have a good weekend.
Yes, also for all supporters, good weekend.
Miko Marczyk with the kind words for the many fans out there this evening.
He's like a sponsor's dream, isn't he? He really is.
He absolutely is. But he's living his best life, isn't he? It's 4 weeks, 4 rallies. But he said something crucial there. We mentioned it earlier at qualifying, and he's just come from Rally Poland, another very fast event. So now he's in the frame of mind of fast events. We talked about it earlier. Some drivers who've maybe come from trickier rallies before, as in tight technical rallies, you come to Rally Estonia and your breath's taken away a little initially by the sensation of the speed here. It's good to get yourself prepared. If you haven't done Rally Poland, then other events, like Hayden Padden said, he did a very fast event in New Zealand in preparation for this.
Yeah, it takes you a stage or two to get it into it, kind of.
Yeah.
And then you're like, whoa, this is pretty rapid. And then that might be too late, depending on how hot the action is.
Let's switch to a rapid fin, shall we?
There's a big smile on your face. Tell us, you're always happy, but does seeing so many fans here in an amazing city make you even happier?
Yeah, quite nice to see so many people here. Thank you all.
And your pace this weekend, what's the expectation? What's the plan, the strategy? Did we talk strategy now already before it started?
We haven't any other plan than just to go full attacks and from start to finish like we did in Sweden. So I want to continue like that.
I'm a big fan of full attack. Let's do it. Thank you very much.
We're also a big fan of full attack. Mikko Heikkilä was on the podium in Sweden, the last ERC event, of course. So he's got that frame of mind. He's got the plan. He wants to be on the podium again. He wants to be on the top step if possible.
I'd love seeing a brand new tyre with the bristles on it and just, yeah. We're talking about tyres. These tyres they use this evening, they have to use those for the first 2 stages in the morning. No service, straight out into the heat of the action tomorrow morning. So yeah, I just think that I do like the look of the Toyota. It's short, it's agile.
I think Mikko Heikkilä will agree with you there.
Yeah, 197 he is tall. 197, that is just...
That's just a random stat for everyone out there. If you were looking at Mikko Heikkilä thinking, how tall is he exactly? We asked him this morning.
We did, yeah.
I saw him being interviewed by Julian, and the difference in height was quite astonishing. So we had to ask Mikko Heikkilä how tall he was. And yeah, 197.
And what was Franceschi?
187, actually.
I don't know how he fits into that Toyota. It reminds me of Gronholm in the Peugeot in the old days.
Let's catch up with Mads Osberg, two-time winner of this event back in 2011, 2012.
Mads, good evening. We've already had quite a long conversation earlier, but we'll have a short one this time. Thoughts, feelings and emotions now that you see all these people. Do you know any Estonian?
Yeah, but I cannot say that loud. So, well, I do know 12 months in Estonian.
I know that one as well. I don't think we can say it, though, really.
No, let's not do that.
Tell us, though, the rally, what makes Estonia special? What is it that you love coming here for?
Well, I think, first of all, it's what we see just here, the enthusiasm of the people. It's always excellent. And I've been here quite a few times, and I've made some friends over the years as well, so it's always nice to come back here. I feel very welcomed, and the stages, of course, they are a character of their own, and I really enjoy them.
Perfect. Thank you very much, Matt, and good luck this weekend.
Thank you.
He seems so cool and calm, doesn't he, ahead of it all? Loving that.
He does.
Good vibe.
And I'm just going to throw something in there.
Come on. Controversial?
Yeah, it could be controversial, depending on how you... I just hope that remains, because we've seen Mads in this beautiful kind of relaxed form, fast, confident, and then it just saps away, doesn't it, on the morning, the first big morning. And I hope that remains, that positivity. He did say in his free practice runs after them that the car had felt good, he felt good, and I just hope it doesn't go awry somewhere tomorrow where all of a sudden he's like, what happened? Where did that go? You know, that feeling. Because we need people like, we're talking earlier on between ourselves, characters, you know?
Mm-hmm.
We've got some real characters, and he's one of them, and we need those people who care about the sport, but also got a real great personality.
Yeah, he's certainly one of them. Let's have a chat now with Simone Tempestini, then winner of the first ERC event of the season at Rally Hungary. What are his hopes? What can he do in Estonia?
You just want to go straight to the stages. Are they that good?
Yeah, the stages are really nice here, so we can't wait to take the start tomorrow morning. And even this evening, it's a short one, but I think it will be fun for us and for the people who are following us.
What's your favorite thing about Estonia so far?
Yeah, the stages are really nice, so this is one thing, and then also the atmosphere here is really beautiful. We are close to people that love motorsport, so we are happy for this.
Sergio said you have another favorite thing.
The girls. Sergio like the girls, me too.
Ah, classic.
Yeah, there could be some politics now and some upset in that car.
Oh my goodness, I love that though. Serge just causing a little bit of controversy on the start ramp of Rally Estonia. He's honest. You've got to love him for that.
Yeah, you have, and
But what can they do out there? I mean, you know, as I mentioned, they did win the first event in Hungary. They're still right up there in the mix in terms of battling for the title, Julian. But they're going to have to really turn it on this weekend, because the guys that they're up against will be full, flat out. We've heard full send, flat out, max attack already on this stage. They're going to have to be there. And can they? Will they? Will he take the ultimate risk this weekend?
Again, well, I do hope so. But again, we have that situation where in Sweden, we don't know with the weather, with the road positions, who's going to have the sweet spot. If the weather plays into their hands, for sure they can be in there. If it doesn't, I just hope he doesn't just fade around the top 10 places. I hope he's in that battle at the front. But I've heard the word lottery said by four different drivers today. Franceschi's gone straight through.
I was going to say, this is his first time at Rally Estonia, and he's completely bypassed Seb Scott. Now, if that is not talk to the hand, I don't know what is.
He's in the zone, isn't he?
He is in the zone. He's gone out there with the crowds instead. He's just bypassed an interview.
He's been parked in the back, and he'll be thinking, oh, I can hear someone, drivers talking and everything. Yeah, so fully focused. Different car, the car from the Scandinavia roll, not recoverable. There was quite a lot of...
Which is why we're not seeing the usual, obviously, livery and everything that we saw on that previous car, because this is a different car.
It's a different car from the team. They did have a second car, which they use in the National Championship. That is this car. They've got another one coming to replace the crash one in the next week or 10 days or so. So it's again, it's still a Skoda Fabia RS, but it's a different car. So... yeah, you just got to get yourself kind of dialed into that zone.
Let's talk about his performance, though, because obviously, you know, on the final, the last event, he went off on the final stage while trying to get into podium position. He told me this morning he had a good test this week. He's back in a good frame of mind. But do you think that could potentially knock his confidence coming here? He's still a young driver. I think that's good on his side, is that he has that youth to bounce back.
I heard something today, and I don't know how true it is, but I heard he was 19 kilometers an hour faster into that corner than another Skoda. He was never getting round. Yeah, he was never getting round the corner.
We knew it was hot.
So, so potentially that was just a genuine mistake. It wasn't a car failure that caused the crash. It was just a genuine, and you can live with that a little bit better than a car mistake, than a car failure.
Let's hear from our reigning ERC champion now, Hayden Padden.
Next song has just come on. Are you ready to jump this weekend? There's a few of them on these stages.
Yeah, plenty of jumps. Looking forward to it. Some very nice stages, and obviously we love coming back to Estonia. So yeah, looking forward to a good rally, and hopefully the weather's going to be nice to us.
It's been a few years since you've been here, but tell us what's it like? What's changed? What's stayed the same? What were you looking forward to coming here for?
For me, just how passionate everyone is in this country for rally. Obviously, with Oit, with what he's done in the WRC, everyone here loves rally. So it's always a pleasure to come and compete where people appreciate what we do.
Thank you very much. Good luck this weekend.
When he says he hopes the weather's with him, I'm not really sure what type of weather he's wanting. He's fourth on the road tomorrow.
So he still needs some rain, He does need some moisture there. So yeah, he did talk about rain dancing earlier. So yeah, it is going to be a mixed bag this weekend. I know we've talked about the weather quite a lot so far, but that is because it will really change the dynamic out there tomorrow if we do get some rain first thing. Right now we're hearing it is going to be dry for the first group of stages, but that could change.
Yeah, and then what tyres do you take? Soft, medium, hards? You need to take the softs, I think.
Yeah, I think, again, the tyre choice is going to be interesting out there, but with the fact that, you know, in terms of the gravel out there, it's not massively abrasive. Depending on how much we've had moisture already out there today, it's not going to dry out too much. Maybe it won't be so much of a headache. Kasper Kasari is who you're watching right now. Another Estonian driver hoping to do really well at his home event. We are counting down as well to the opening stage of Delfi Rally Estonia. That is coming up for you. Our coverage will continue on at 19:30, with the stage going live 19:35.
That camera makes me be a bit vertigo when it kind of flips round, yeah.
You wouldn't be good in a roller coaster then.
I don't do roller coasters.
Feeling ahead of this weekend?
Yeah, I'm super excited. First time in this rally. And yeah, first ERC event with the top category, so there is plenty numbers of the top drivers, so it will be big running for me. But yeah, I'm super excited. I'm happy.
Perfect, thank you. Good luck.
Thank you.
Yuki Yamamoto, and what I always love hearing it when it is a driver's first time at an event. They're experiencing these stages for the first time, and we've known over years coming here that it's been amazing, hasn't it? So it's going to be fantastic to see Yuki compete across the weekend and get his feedback on every single stage end. let's take a look at what we've got coming up this weekend then. Friday is where we're at right now, and at 19:30 we are heading into the first stage. Saturday morning, it's a bright and early start. 7:45 we kick off our coverage right through till 9 o'clock in the evening. It's a full-on day of rallying on Saturday. Then on Sunday, 8:45 kick-off through to 4:30, and of course that final power stage where we will see everything decided and we'll reach the conclusion of Rally Estonia. But before that, we are going to be starting with the super special stage. We're going to take a short break now. We will be back though for the first stage of the event. Don't go away. Make sure you join us for it.